Okay.
Boo boo doo 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 boo boo doo 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 boo doo doo. Oh fuck! That's how the intro goes. Welcome back to the podcast. Today we're at Judd's house.
We're at my house. Only I live in this house by myself.
It's a first for the podcast, and yeah, that's why the intro was done with our mouths, because I couldn't bring the intro, unfortunately. We're already having people type in chat. Maybe we should open Twitch up so that we can see what's going on there. Yeah, we're at Judd's place. My whole worldview has been shaken up and down, right? Because this whole time we've made this podcast, I thought that Judd's room where we record this was upstairs. I thought it was on the second floor, like mine is. I record from my bedroom, but no, it's downstairs. It's right next to the living room. And Judd was like, "Oh, we're right in here." Opens the door. I was like, "What? This is impossible. How can this happen?"
Yeah, because for ages I've always said I've always been downstairs, and you've asked me to do some stupid shit, and I'm like, no, because my grandparents are in the room next to me.
Yeah, sorry about that. A Puddle says, I have a very important question. Do you remember someone called Crazy Chaff 2J? I do. We remember. Well, I remember everyone around here. Judd doesn't, because
no, I was just gonna say that did do something. That
yeah, that was mostly a viewer from. Well, I'm guessing it's the same person, but a viewer from my Apex Legends days. But yeah,
we don't do that here anymore.
No. I got banned for no reason. I was like, you know what then? Fuck you. I'm not doing this anymore. So, here we go.
I have said terrible slurs in League of Legends, and I'm still there. In fact, I have like a high honor rating. I don't know why. I think people just like...
They like the slurs.
I think they honour me because I'm good at the game, and they also like the slurs. It's probably, yeah.
Oh, well, the whole reason I'm here, basically, I'll let you know why that is. It's kind of complicated, but it's not it's not whatever. So the whole reason is my sister and my mum went on holiday to Spain recently, and they came back, and turns out my sister has brought back COVID. So that's great.
Oh, so she has it.
Yeah, she's got it. She's definitely tested positive for it. Yeah, and that would mean that I think legally I don't have to isolate because I've been vaccinated, and I think that's the rules that are in the UK at the minute. But I've got a fight and training to do. I'm competing in a charity boxing match. So if I've been in contact with someone who's had COVID, I don't think they will let me fight. Yeah. You're not on screen at all.
I'm not.
And so, yeah, I can't be in contact with her for that reason. And also, if somehow I managed to get COVID for whatever reason, then I'd be worried about whether they'd let me fight at all. And honestly, I've put in already so much effort into training that I am not risking that at all. So what's happened is I'm staying at our dad's house, which is really close to here. And also I've not got my normal computer to record on, so we thought it's best to come here and record in person. Look,
yep,
we can hit each other in the face and everything. It's good. It's good.
I'll miss because I'll flail my arms round wildly, and then you'll just punch me in the head.
Yeah, that's what normally happens if we have a boxing fight. So yeah, that's what's been happening. I've been living at our dad's house, which is quite strange because I've not spent a prolonged period around our dad and his partner in years.
Yeah,
many years.
I was thinking about that. I was like, I wonder how that's gonna be for like a week.
Yeah, it's 10 days as well, so it's not just a week. And I don't know. So far, it's pretty good because like they're kind of there a bit, not there very often, like during the day. So I kind of have a little bit of company, not a lot, and then yeah, there's not too much hard work working from home at the minute, so it's all right. They like to watch Married at First Sight Australia. I've learnt that a lot. They're very into that show.
Only Australia.
Yeah, only Australia. Yeah, that one specifically.
Good.
And as you know, if there's too many Australians in a show, it feels weird to us. I don't know. We've got this running thing. Well,
yeah, it was I first discovered it playing Borderlands. It was pre-sequel because it was 2K Australia. They had the Australian firm doing the game instead of the one in like Montreal. or is that?
No, that's Ubisoft.
Yeah. Anyway, but there were it's 2K Australia that did that one, and it was like you had a few characters that were Australian at the start, like obviously, and it's like, all right, this is fine. This is a few Australian accents. That's fine. But then there was too many Australian accents.
The problem was with that, there was just like too many, and they were mixed in with like some American and some English accents. On Married at First Sight Australia, obviously they're all Australian, and that's less weird. But I still feel like, there should be mostly Americans here. Yeah. There's something wrong. Yeah. And I don't know why. I don't know why I feel that.
For some reason, on the moon of Pandora, just everyone's Australian.
Well, that's that. But yeah, I've been living there, and they watch that a lot. I thought thered be more to talk about around living there, but there's not. The bed's really comfy. That's good.
It is a really comfy
memory foam bed. Yeah. There's not much. Weirdly, there's not actually that much time I spend there because I'm training so often, and working, seeing Jasmine, my girlfriend, doing this stuff. I'm not there that often anyway, even in the evening, so it ain't too bad. But what he did want me to mention is they've just bought a massive tree.
A big tree.
Big old tree.
They bought a big tree.
Yeah, okay. Get in the camera. Wait, come on. How long have we been doing this?
Listen.
Can you not get close to a microphone and be in a camera?
It's like a Medusa thing. I'm looking back at my reflection and I'm turning to stone.
Yeah, they bought a big tree, and honestly, I wasn't going to mention this, but our dad's girlfriend asked, "What are you going to talk about on the podcast?" Then, and I listed off all the things, and our dad went, "Are you not going to talk about my tree?"
Is it in the Is it like in the garden or something?
It's in the front of the house. So the way where our dad lives, he's got like kind of like an oval-shaped drive, which makes it sound a lot fancier than it is. It's not that fancy, really. Kind of, a little bit, I suppose, but...
He's got a big castle, and there's a three-headed dog that guards the gate called Cerberus, and he sits on a big throne, and he has a pitchfork.
No, go on, keep going. You want to start this
There is a moat and a drawbridge.
Too boring. Spice it up.
Lava.
Spicier.
Spicy lava.
It's got Carolina Reaper peppers in it. Oh no!
You can smell it. You go, that lava smells fucking good.
No, it just lives in a normal house.
It lives in a house.
So, yeah, but the way it is, there's kind of like... because it's kind of oval shaped, there's like a bit in the middle. You know what I mean.
Yeah,
it has chairs there at the minute, but no one's going to fucking sit there. It's like the middle of a driveway. So he's bought a tree for it. Big tree, over 100 years old. It's an olive tree. It actually does look pretty cool.
All right.
And especially there when it's lit up and that. But yeah, he spent thousands on a fucking tree. So, I don't know.
Nice.
He wanted me to tell you that.
Cool.
Thought it were pretty cool. And honestly... It is kind of cool.
Nice.
Me and Natalie tried one of the olives off of the tree. They're not ready.
Oh, right.
They're fucking horrid. They're absolutely gross. Hopefully they'll be ready at some point, and we can eat an olive. You have to eat one as well when they're ready.
I'm not big on olives. Maybe I'll
you'll
bring
hate it, and it'll be great.
Maybe I'll bring Dalton, because Dalton fucking loves olives. He's crazy for olives.
That's weird. Kids normally don't like olives.
He loves olives, Dalton. He's crazy. He's crazy for olives.
I'm gonna keep every time you move off camera. I'm gonna physically drag your head.
I don't know
back.
why I like leaning this way. I'll lean this way.
Yeah, good. Which is really weird because I've noticed you lean the way you're leaning now when we normally record. Anyway, look, I mentioned I've got a charity boxing fight. I need to do some maintenance and tell you all about that in a minute because for every person who donates, I write their name on my training gloves, I shout them out on this podcast, I shout them out on my Instagram, and for every £1 that gets donated, I do 2 push-ups, 2 crunches, 2 star jumps, and run 20 metres on top of my normal training, which is already insanely hard. Since last week, I had £175 donated.
What? Really?
Yeah.
What the
That's a lot. That's a lot. So yesterday, on top of my training, bear in mind I'm cutting weight at the minute, so I have to put on like really hot clothes while I do this. I did my gym session, so I did loads on the bike, loads on the elliptical, I did a load of rowing. I doubled up on the rowing. I did a core workout as well, and then did 350 push-ups, 350 crunches, 350 star jumps, and ran 2.23, essentially 2.25 miles, on top of all that as well. So, safe to say, I'm fucked. I'm absolutely exhausted. But
Are you doing training after this as well?
Yeah, I'm going to training straight after this too. But not only that, before the boxing training starts, I'm going to be constantly on the bike because I need to sweat as much as possible, and I'll get into that in a bit. But I wanted to mention the shout-outs to our dad for donating £50. He donated £50, which is fantastic. Owen donated £25, and we've also had Uncle Kev, who donated a big hundo. I'm not going to do that anymore.
Cheers, Kev.
Yeah,
Thanks,
he's bald.
Kev.
It's good.
Yeah. It's weird how my dog didn't bark at that.
What, the hundo?
Yeah, the hundo.
Jude's dog hates me.
I don't know what's up with my dog. My dog's fine with everybody else, but for some reason with Jake, she just hates. Just hates you. She goes fucking crazy.
It's quite funny.
Weird.
Well, there you go. Those are the boxing shout-outs this week. And yeah, speaking of boxing, I've been cutting weight. Do you know what cutting weight is, Judd?
No.
It's where essentially boxers try and weigh as little as possible before the weigh-in. At the weigh-in, so that they've by the time it comes to the fight, kind of some weight comes back on and they've got a weight advantage.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So what they normally do is they obviously cut as much fat as possible, which I've been dieting ever since I started training for this, so that's been continuing. I've been in the past week, I've been making sure that's really low, really going to drop fat. But more importantly, a day or two before, you need to stop taking in, kind of the day before and on the day, stop taking in water so that and sweat loads so that all your water weight gets taken out of you, because most of your body is water. So if I think it's around 63%, something like that. So if you can get that down to 40%, that's a good people have lost 20 pounds,
yeah,
just from water weight. I'm aiming for 5,
yeah,
to be more realistic, because I ain't got a sauna I can sit in. I've not got all day to be doing this either. I've got to do work and things like that and sit at a computer.
I've seen your job. You can do that on a fucking phone. I'm sure you could just do that on a phone in a gym.
Not gonna lie. I've literally been. One of the things I've done earlier was put all these clothes on. So currently I'm wearing a couple of pairs of socks. I've got underwear, a pair of shorts, a pair of joggers, and another pair of joggers on top of that. I'm wearing gloves, I'm wearing a beanie, I've got a t-shirt on, a hoodie on, and then a jumper on top of that. So that's all the things I'm wearing. And I was wearing all of that with my hood up, kind of tied up, underneath the bed covers, completely covered up, just sweating for 45 minutes. And someone did call me about an IT issue, and I did just sort it on the phone under there, being like... Yeah. Just delete the spam email. It's fine. You'll be fine. Yeah. So that's what I've been. That's one of the things I've been doing. I've been running while like this as well, to try and sweat it out. I've got such a headache right now, and I'm so thirsty. I feel like you could run your finger along my tongue, and your finger would become more dry. Currently,
I'm not gonna.
No, but it's hell, because normally when you're training for this boxing fight, my diet's strict. You know, I've been dieting loads. I've been exercising loads. This is even worse. Oh.
No, but I had to do that.
I know.
Yeah.
This is even worse though, because I can't drink water today. I've not had any fluids today at all.
I'm drinking beer.
Yeah, Judd's drinking beer for the two of us. I literally said, you can drink for the two of us, and he brought 2 cans. Literally, brought 2 cans both for him. Oh no, this is the worst bit. If I can get past this and weigh as little as possible, it'll be easier. But that's weight cutting.
When it's all done though, do you think how much of it will you keep up?
I've been asked that a lot, and I think less than half of it I'll keep up. As in, I'm gonna diet, not as extremely, not quite similar, but not quite as extreme. 6 days a week. So I'm gonna have a cheat day once a week. And that's where I'll be allowed to drink. I'll be able to eat. I'm not even just gonna have one cheat meal, which is what most of the healthy people say to do. I'm gonna have 2. I'm gonna have them be a cheat day, because I'm not looking to be insanely fit. I'm looking to be just reasonably fit. So I'm going to do that. And there's a gym that's fairly cheap near me. It's just £4 a session, and I might go once a week to boxing for that. But I can't afford to keep going to the gym that I'm going to at the minute. It's really good, but really expensive. So
the way I keep my figure is I have stomach problems, and pretty much once every month I'll have a really bad one, and I'll be on the toilet for about 3 hours just constantly shitting. And that's how I keep this wonderful figure. So,
well, I'm just not even. I'm honestly, my brain's so fucked at the minute. I can't even respond. Right, listen. I've got something fun for us to do.
All right.
I need you to type in there, Neil.
Like
no, swap the I for an A. Come on,
like,
Judd.
So like nail.
Dot. Fun.
Take your word for it.
We're doing some weird shit, okay? I wanted to run through a couple of these things with you. On the video version, apologies, it's going to look a bit odd. It's Judd's stupid computer. I'm also going to put this over here so that we can see chat if we need to. Okay. So what I wanted to do was, there's a couple things on... If you want to go to neil.fun yourself, it's quite a fun website. There's loads of little kind of... Oh, there's just a new one that's just been added called Rocks. There's a bunch of little, like, kind of... they're not mini-games, they're just kind of interesting thingies, basically.
Is this the site that you were showing me when I came over to your house to get my head kicked in?
When you came over, like, fairly recently, it was, I showed you the random internet or something it's called, and it just shows you random websites. This is kind of a similar thing. It was the
stupidest goddamn thing I've ever seen in my life, and every time Jay brought up a new website, he'd look at me for approval like it was a child with a fucking picture.
It's good.
Or me with a model that I just painted.
that website basically shows you some stupid... This is interesting, though, this one. So I'm going to start with life checklist, okay? So there's a big list of things that you have to do in life, right, basically. And we're going to see how many of them you've done, okay?
Okay.
So first, be born. You been born?
I don't know, actually, because there's a common theory with my friends that I was actually here since, like, the beginning of time.
Yeah,
and
you were just kind of...
And I was, like, created in a crawl space. I came out covered in, like, pink goo.
Kind of the embodiment of chaotic good.
Technically, I was birthed from the crawl space. I fell out of the crawl space.
That's a birth then. Okay, I think we'll go with that. Have you taken your first steps? You've done a walk?
Yeah, I've done a walk.
You said some words?
They're not good ones, but...
Can you read?
I can read. I
That's a bit iffy for me.
I do a lot of that. I do a lot...
You've made too many friends.
Yeah.
Learn to ride a bike.
I do know how to ride a bike, yeah.
Barely.
Yeah, not well.
Weirdly, you've read many books all about like crazy shit.
Yeah.
Can you swim?
Not well. It's like bike riding. I can do it, but I think
you could probably swim less than ride a bike, though, right?
Yeah, it's like quite an embarrassing display.
It's like barely. Yeah. You almost don't deserve to take that. Actually, you've finished primary school. Have you played a sport? I don't think you have.
I mean, I'm trying to think.
You've done boxing with me. I've done
boxing with you.
You did PE at school.
I've played games of football before.
We'll do that.
No, in fact, you know what? At primary school, I used to go to an after-school thing where I played football. So yes, I did. I did. When I was very little, I did.
You have flown in a plane.
I have.
Have you ridden on a boat?
Yeah, I've ridden on a boat.
Probably. You've ridden on a train.
I do it every day.
Have you ridden in a helicopter, though?
No.
I haven't either. That's one that I haven't done.
I feel like I remember something like that because I feel like... I thought this for a bit. I feel like helicopter travel scares the shit out of me, and I don't know why.
It's not that safe. It don't scare me too much. I don't really like it. It doesn't interest me that much. I wouldn't mind taking a helicopter just to see something really cool from far away, but like just to ride in a helicopter, I'm just not bothered. I'd rather take a ride in a cool car.
I'm quite scared of heights, and like
you kind of are.
In a plane, I don't care for some reason, even though there's probably more plane accidents. Like
I don't think there is. Planes are surprisingly safe.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah, I think there's probably more helicopter accidents, like relatively. Cool. You've seen the ocean. Oh. We don't have the soundboard either. You've seen snow. You've made a snowman because we've made one together. Yeah. Jean-Paul Van Snowman, I think his name was.
Did you want to say Jean-Paul Van Slut?
No. You've finished secondary school, which is the equivalent of middle school.
I suppose I did.
You've been to one of my concerts.
I have, yeah.
We've been camping. Absolutely awful experience.
I've ridden a
coaster.
roller coaster. I've got to say, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the whole thing.
You need to get your act together and just start enjoying roller coasters.
I don't like them.
You need to
I really don't
just
like roller
shut
coasters.
up right now.
No,
and just enjoy them.
I hate,
just
I hate
right,
them
ready?
so much.
Start enjoying them right now.
No. No.
Okay, you've played an instrument.
Yeah.
Weirdly, you've tried to learn 3 different instruments, as far as I know: guitar, piano, and drums. Did you at one point?
No, I
Bass,
said I'd like to maybe learn drums. I did say I'd maybe like to learn drums at some point, but I never did.
You have been kissed.
Yes.
Have you got a credit card?
I've got a debit card.
Close enough. You've not started driving.
So
you've started learning to drive. That doesn't count.
Okay, that's fine. I'll say that doesn't count.
You start driving when you've passed your test.
Okay,
and that makes a lot of sense as well, because they always say that you don't start learning to drive until you've passed your driving test.
Yeah.
Or at least in England they say that. And honestly, I believe I agree.
Yeah.
Like, to actual driving, you start learning that once you've passed your test. Learning how to pass a driving test, you've already started doing that. Yeah. Those are different things. Been on a road trip.
I have been on a road trip.
You've visited another country. We've been together. Have you given a speech? Probably at like D&D or something.
Oh, I give speeches all the time. Yeah, at my neo-Nazi rally.
Graduate high school. Unfortunately, Judd, I'm not going to let you tick that because that means college in our country.
Yeah, we don't. Well, no, technically, I did that then.
Oh, yeah, you did go to college.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Learn another language. I'm going to let you have that.
Yeah.
You started learning German.
Yeah. I'm not out.
Have you invested any money? No.
Yes.
What have you invested in?
Bitcoin.
Oh, fucking hell. Bitcoin starts tanking immediately.
No, they're like, oh my god, Jordan's put it in Bitcoin. Fucking hell.
You've met John Goblikon.
That's
meeting an idol.
I saw that, and one, I'm incredibly impressed that you remembered he's called John Goblikon.
Yeah.
And 2,
How
that is what
even I would love to meet John Goblikon. I don't know what the fuck he does.
He's fucking great.
Sounds cool.
You know what you see him do, running about being a goblin.
Just describe who John Goblikon is for people who don't know.
John Goblikon there's a band, my favourite band, called Necro Goblikon, and they're quite like a weird band. I'd almost say they're like the Lonely Island of metal.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool way of describing that.
So they do like kind of jokey songs, but they're quite fun as well. So it's like you can get dancing to them and stuff. And anyway, they've got this little guy. He's smaller than me by like, I don't know, he's probably about 5 foot. And they dress him up as a goblin, and he'll like run around and he'll like high five the audience and he'll dance with the audience and stuff. And he's my idol. He's the greatest man in the world because his entire job is to get really drunk and dress up as a goblin and run around in a big fucking mosh pit.
And by doing that, you've also made a terrible mistake, which is another one to check off on there.
I've made many terrible mistakes. So.
And somehow benefited from them.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Have you ever won a trophy?
No.
Ooh.
No, I've not. I've come so close. I've been in a Warhammer tournament. I've been in several Warhammer tournaments where I've come 4th and like just missed out.
And would you have got a trophy third?
You get a trophy at 3rd. So
well, we can safely say you've never climbed a mountain.
I probably never will.
No, you've definitely never run a marathon. I mean, you could not run to end at street. You've not run a marathon. That's 26 miles.
I don't think I've done like a fun run thing or anything.
No, Judd, I'm not talking a foot. That means 26 point something miles.
No,
straight.
No.
Learn to cook.
I can cook. Not well, but I can cook.
I don't know if what you can do would be considered cooking.
Well, I eat it, but then again,
I'll give you it.
I was birthed from a crawl space.
Have you ever explored a cave?
Yeah, I've explored a cave. Yeah.
Seen a volcano?
I've never not in person.
You have not graduated college.
No, because that is university, so no.
Have you had a long relationship? I think a long relationship would consist of 2 years plus.
I don't think I've lasted...
maybe a year plus.
I don't think I've lasted a year, to be honest.
You've been dumped.
I've been dumped.
You've signed a contract.
Yeah, I have signed a contract.
You've got a debit card, so you get a contract for that, I think.
You wrote a contract once and I signed it.
Did I?
Yeah, I can't remember what was on it.
I don't know what it was either. You've got a job. Have you ever been promoted? I don't think you've been promoted.
No.
You've got a paycheck.
Yeah.
Have you been fired? I don't think you've been fired. You've left places.
I've left jobs. I don't think I've ever been fired.
You ever been in the news?
Yes.
What were you in the news for?
Local boy shoots preach.
It's a joke.
it was something to do with like school or something. It was like high school or something, and I was like in it, but it wasn't like about me.
Oh.
No, I was there. I was like, there was a picture of me.
Your class was in the news.
I was in the news. I was up there.
Okay. Have you ever voted in an election?
I have.
You've switched careers from leaflet poster to lifter upper.
Yeah.
You've not bought a house.
Oh, no,
not got engaged. Not got married. Not had a kid.
Well.
Not taught your kid to walk. Not taught it to talk. Not taught it to graduate. Not watched it get married. Not become a grandparent. Not retired.
Well.
Not told your grandkid a story. Have you seen a solar eclipse?
I have seen a solar eclipse.
You've not planted a garden.
Yes, I have.
You've planted a garden
with Grandad.
Oh, we both did for our Auntie Kathy ages ago. Remember?
Yes, yeah, we did. We've both done that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I've also done stuff with my granddad when I was little, but
you've not travelled the world, turned 100, or completed this life checklist. I think I got a couple more than you. I think I was on 46 out of 66. You've ended up with 42 out of 66. That's a reasonably rich life.
You've probably done like learn to drive and had a long relationship.
Definitely done those. I think I checked to buy a house because I'm close enough. I've been promoted as well. I've graduated college as well. I've won a trophy before. So yeah, that's those. Right, we're going to have a slightly small break from this website for me to tell you something else, Judd.
Yes.
You can congratulate me.
I can congratulate
I'm rubbing
you.
Judd's thigh.
I can congratulate.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to.
Feel free to congratulate me after I tell you this,
okay.
Judd. I've secured myself a PlayStation 5.
That is good.
That is pretty good, huh?
That's more impressive than you getting a house.
Yeah. Kind of is. Yeah, I got it for retail as well, which is pretty good.
Nice.
At £360, I think. Yeah, I got the digital version because I'm struggling for money.
Yeah.
Can't afford to spend another £90 to £100 on the full one. It's just kind of annoying. But yeah, so I got the digital version. I've not got it yet. Oh shit! I spoiled the story. So basically, what happened was that's part of the drinking game. If you ever watch this podcast and you're doing a drinking game, whenever we say what happened was, you have to take a shot. So I wasn't planning on getting one ever, to be honest. But my girlfriend was at a toy store buying presents for some people for Christmas. And she saw that in the games section, there was a sign-up sheet where they would let you know when they're going to get PlayStations in stock.
Okay.
So she signed up for that, and she basically got a text saying, tomorrow we're opening at 8:30, which is half an hour earlier than they normally open. So, and you can come and get your PlayStation, basically. So I thought, right, they're really high in demand. I'm going to turn up at least an hour before. I ended up turning up just before 7.
Yeah.
Just before 7 a.m. I got up quite early to do that. It's not that close to my house, this store. So I did that, and there was already 17 people queuing.
Oh my god.
17. And I thought, fucking hell. I thought I'd got here early. They must have been queuing there since like 6:30.
Yeah.
Something like that. By the time the doors opened, there was at least 70 people there. At least.
God.
And this is in a town in the north of England. It's not like London, where like the demand will be the highest or anything like that. There was a lot of people there, and a lot of them were parents getting them for their kids. And I was listening to these couple women who turned up, and they were obviously that type that like doesn't give a fuck. They want to feel brilliant at the fact that they bought that for their spoiled ass fucking shit kids who are from an actually working family who probably shouldn't spend that much on them if they don't want them to turn out to be little shits.
No. They're not spending that. The government is spending that money.
Yeah, because she obviously doesn't work if she's turning up there so early.
Yeah.
I mean, I do work, and I turned up.
But you could do that. You could do your job on your phone. Is what I'm saying. So it doesn't matter.
Well, I ended because I was at the front of the queue. I ended up getting home just in time to start work at 9 a.m. Well, I wasn't at the front, but near the front. If I was like 3-4 people behind me, I would have been slightly late for work. Put it that way. Especially if I had to go into an office. I just went home. So Yeah, so I got there, and I got to the till, I was thinking, brilliant, I'm going to get home, I'm going to set this up, set it up like doing its first update, always has to update stuff. I'm going to buy UFC 4, because that's on offer at the minute. I'm going to let that update, by the time I finish work, play on the PlayStation, you know? And I got there, she said, do you want the disc or the digital version? I said, digital version, and she said, can I have your phone number, please? I was like, okay, I mean, you can buy me dinner first.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
So I gave my phone number, and she said, just if you want to just place your card on the reader. I thought, I mean, contactless only goes up to like, what, £100 now, is it? Or maybe like 45 or something like that? I don't know. This is more expensive than that. And I saw it said £20 on the reader, and I was like, is this right? Did I win a competition or something here? No, it was a pre-order.
Oh, God.
So I'd got up that early, I'd queued for like an hour and a half, essentially. It was really cold as well. It was really cold. It was dark when I got there, and the sun rose while we were there. And it's a pre-order.
That's terrible.
So I came away with a receipt saying, you can now buy one of these later, in like 2 weeks.
It's terrible. That launch has been disastrous.
Well, it's not been anyone's fault too much. It's just been that like people have cottoned onto kind of like scalping and resell culture when it comes to these things, and also there's been a huge computer components shortage, which has meant that they can't make as many as they would have. Because normally with consoles like that, they would have they'd have been like, oh shit, yeah, ours has done really well, we'll just pump out loads more. But they can't, because there's not enough materials, there's not enough factories, there's not enough anything to make computer parts big enough at the minute, quick enough at the minute, especially because a lot of people are working from home. So laptops are huge at the minute, and it's the same sort of graphics cards that they use in consoles and laptops, so that's been a big issue there. Yeah, but I managed to get one, and yeah. It's going to be pretty cool. I thought it was an interesting story about having to queue up and it weren't even there. Nice. Oh, God. Anyway, what we're going to do now, Judd, unless you've got anything.
I've got my freaks, that's all I've got. When do you want to do,
we'll do that.
My freaks after whatever the fuck?
Yeah, we're going to get to our regular Freak of the Week segment later. We've not got the jingle, unfortunately, so we're going to have to do that with our mouths, but we'll do that in a bit. First, we're going to get to life stats. So we're going to put in, if you put in your birthday into here, Judd, it tells you a bunch of interesting shit.
Month first, because it's American.
Yeah. Judd was born on the 20th of January 1999. I didn't know that. Not going to lie, I don't memorise this shit.
I can't remember.
So if you want to wish him happy birthday when that comes around, then... So, you've been alive 8,323 days, which is weird because I did this like the other day to test it was still working. I've been alive 9,004, which like doesn't feel that different to say that I'm 2 years older. Well, kind of like a year and a half.
Yeah, I suppose.
But, so since you were born, I can't breathe for the first time. Your heart has beaten 935 million times, essentially.
I can guarantee you it's not even 100. I can guarantee you. It's like the Grinches. It's all shriveled up and fucking... It looks like a ghost pepper.
It's produced like... What's that? A quadrillion, 1.6 quadrillion red blood cells? You've breathed 166 million times.
Oh, God. We can nip that in the bud. Fucking
and 166, 460,014 too many.
Yeah.
Am I right? You've blinked nearly 180 million times.
That's million, is it? Not billion.
Yeah, million. Which feels low, doesn't it? It feels like that many million, like... I don't know, I blink a lot. You know, it feels like it should be more than that for some reason. You've spent 2,774 days of your life asleep.
I reckon that could at least go up to 3,000.
Because you sleep a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know, you don't sleep a lot with your job.
I have naps. I have a lot of naps.
What, while you're at work?
No, not at work. Like when I get home, I might...
I do have a lot of naps while I'm at work. No, I don't know.
When I get home, because obviously I'm so tired from like the day and then I've just gotten a hot shower, usually I'll like dry off and I'll get in bed and I'll fall asleep for like an hour.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. I've needed naps while doing this boxing training. It's just been... Ugh.
Yeah.
So... Does the world seem more crowded now? Fucking yes.
Too much.
Because there's been 1.678 billion more people on Earth than when you were born. Remember, Judy's what? Are you 22?
I'm 22 and there's nearly been 2 billion people added to this fucking
Bear in mind,
ball of dirt.
that's not people born. That's not how many people's been born since you were born. That's how many more people there are. So that's amount of people born minus how many people's died.
Yeah.
So that's insane, isn't it? When I put like my grandma in this, there's more people that's been born than were on the entire planet in her lifetime. That is bad. Stop having babies. Stop it. I'm looking at you, India. In fact, let's look at this one real quick, just as a tangent. Baby Map is also on this site. This is where, so since I've opened it essentially right now, there's been 8 babies born, 10 already, 7 of them are from India, 8 of them, there's 20, 21. India's having too many babies.
India, what is going on?
Stop it, India.
God damn, put a sock on it.
Exactly. There's literally been 50 born, 55, 60, since we clicked on this thing. 70, 75, 83.
Right, then... Right.
Stop it. You know? Fuck. There's 12% more CO2 in the atmosphere than when you were born. That doesn't feel that bad, actually. I know it's probably quite bad.
I huff canisters of this.
Oh my god. It's jokes. It's all jokes. So, $1 is now worth... Like, $1 from 1999 is now worth $1.54.
Yeah.
So, like, that's inflation, which doesn't feel crazy amounts, but it's in dollars. So if we did that with pounds, I reckon that'd be even more shocking, you know?
That'd be... What would that be? That'd be, like, roughly £2, wouldn't it?
It's because the value of the pound compared to other currencies is shocking right now, because our country is run by absolute buffoons. And back... when you were born, it was in a pretty good standing to other currencies. But not only that, there's been inflation as well.
Yeah.
So if that was in pounds, that'd be even worse. I don't know what this next one means. This is actually not that interesting. You've travelled like 21 billion kilometres around the sun.
I haven't. I mean, the Earth has done that. I was just there for the ride.
Solar
like, the
system.
Earth was driving.
The moon has orbited you 304 times.
Me specifically, yeah.
Yeah, just you.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a lot, huh?
No,
I feel like I'm going to pass out. I'm very dehydrated. I've got to do a gym while I feel like this. The moon's 87 centimetres further away. What do you think of that?
Oh.
Why don't you read some of these out, Judd, and
the
tell me
amount
what
of
you think.
humans living in extreme poverty decreased 70%. I feel like that's a lie.
Well, in extreme poverty, what's considered extreme poverty, and what? See, the thing is, in extreme poverty might have decreased by 70%. Regular poverty might have increased by 900%.
That'd make sense. That'd make sense.
You know, I'm not saying it has, but like, you have to kind of bear these things in mind. World literacy rate
went from 82% to 86%.
I feel like that's one they should have just left out. Yeah. I don't think that's very impressive. In literally like 22 years, it's not really increased much, huh? Not many people can...
I mean, that's probably like 20 million people.
Yeah.
It still doesn't feel
that's
like
not
much,
an entire country.
Yeah.
In 22 years.
How many of those 20 million can read as well, but not well? And also, what are they going to do with that knowledge? Like...
Yeah. How about that one?
Life expectancy went up for 7 years. I'd almost say that that's a bad thing.
Yeah, I would definitely say that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
We're not meant to live as long as we do, and neither should we.
You hear that, you two?
He's talking to his grandparents in the other room. 12% more people have electricity. Cool.
Okay, yeah, right.
5% of people who were born in the same year as you died. Before this year, but I've noticed that that's the same number with me, and it's only like 7% for my mum. So that's probably a lot of like babies and young people that died like pretty quick. So that's that. That's the Neil.fun stuff. Let's have a quick. There's some other stuff on here that might be interesting to do. You know, there's some interesting shit on here, but they're probably more interesting to do on a stream rather than a podcast. So maybe we'll do that at some point. But it's time for
Freak of the Week.
That's kind of how the jingle goes.
I wonder how does it usually go?
That is the jingle. That's how the jingle goes, but like edited, you know.
Oh, okay.
So it's time for Freak of the Week. This is where Judd tells us about a freaky, interesting person or multiple people that he's met since last week.
Hit me, Judd. It was a full family. Well, so I'm on the bus. I'm heading through into town.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry for that.
It's alright, it's fine. I got over it after a couple of days, but I was on the bus heading into town, and I was sat there, and it was Halloween, and...
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, and I was sat there, and this group of girls, about 4 girls, young, probably in the ages of about, like, 10 to 12, something like that, maybe a little bit younger. They came upstairs, and there was this one girl. I mean, they were all noisy and annoying, but there was this one girl, and she was screaming. She was like literally like louder. Like if you can imagine a girl screaming on a bus, it's louder than you're imagining it. And
well, do you know what? Do you want to know what I'm imagining? For people who've not seen June, you'll not get this. I'm imagining the one scene where she hands over the dagger and freaks out about it in the new Dune movie. Watch the new Dune movie. Pause this podcast now. Go watch the new Dune movie, and then immediately start it playing again, and you'll know what we mean.
Yeah. But anyway, like that? No, it wasn't like that. But she was far too loud, and she was like, obviously, she knew she was annoying people as well because she was like showing off to her friends and like shit like that. And I could hear her mother from downstairs because we were a double-decker bus. Yeah. I could hear her mother shouting at her from downstairs, and they were having this exchange from her being upstairs.
It's awful.
And her being downstairs. And she was so loud, honestly. But the thing is, you know when you're like sat on a bus or a train or something, and somebody's doing something to annoy you, and you just sort of sit there seething and going, oh, he's playing his music too loud at the back of the bus, or whatever. Yeah. I didn't feel that with these. I actually just started to cringe.
I thought you were going to say, I was really pleased because I knew it'd make good content.
No, I mean, I wasn't happy about it, but I was like cringing. I was like, your family's like really cringy, and like I like don't want to be near you. Like if it's a guy on the back of the bus, I'm thinking, oh fucking hell, here we go. I've got to listen to his fucking music all the way back home. Yeah. But with these guys, they were like being so obnoxious that was like, you're annoying, but you're not like. You cringe. You're actually like making me physically cringe.
You almost end up feeling bad for people like that, don't you?
Because I was thinking like, what's your lives like? What's your like everyday lives like? Because it must be sad. Because like clearly you haven't got like a happy life. Yeah. I was like, you people just make me fucking sick. You make me sick and you make me like cringe.
Oh Lord.
Anyway, that's the end of it. It was just it was really. I think what it was is that it was this mum and her daughter taking out 3 other girls, like her friends, out somewhere. And those other girls weren't like particularly well behaved, but they were nowhere near as bad as like this one girl and her mum. So
the apple doesn't fall too far from Isaac Newton's head.
It doesn't,
as they say.
It doesn't.
That's how the saying goes.
It got embedded in him. Actually, they don't tell you that in the history books.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why they're both alike. Those kids. My brain power is low. Can you tell? I'm struggling. What I'm enjoying is. I'm looking over to my left. I've not been in this room ever, weirdly. We've recorded the podcast very many times from here. I look over to the left and Judd's got like a display of models that I think he's currently painting. Yeah. And I can't help but notice one of them is this giant kind of tentacly woman with 6 breasts.
Yeah, she's cool, isn't she?
Yeah, what's that all about?
What? How deep into this do you want me to go?
Just explain the amount of breasts. And also, what I'm finding weird as well is only one of them is covered. Yeah, so like, she's got like a breastplate protection on one of them, and none of the other 6. What's that about? That ain't practical.
So
why is it? What's with the 6 titties, huh?
So she is a greater demon.
Don't care. I only want the titty law.
No, this is the titty law. This is the titty law. So she's a greater demon, and greater demons are meant to be avatars of the gods they represent. She represents the god of excess and pleasure. So because it's excess and it's lots of stuff, she has 6 tits instead of 2.
Ah, and that's why the tits get so much as well.
Yeah.
So by that logic, she got multiple pussies then, huh?
Actually, I think it's canon that she's got a massive cock.
Just one?
Maybe 3.
Yeah. How many buttholes, do you think?
6, because that's her god's holy number. So she got 6 buttholes.
I see. So, 3 cocks for 6 balls.
Yeah, yes.
Unless you're like me, and then that'd be 9 balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good tangent.
Great.
Judd, I know we talked about Halloween last week and said what we like about it. I don't like trick-or-treaters, and I think you don't as well. I think that's what I remember.
No, actually, this year I was really excited for trick-or-treaters, you know.
Just because for some familiarity type of thing from COVID?
No, it's a fresh supply of children.
Oh, yikes. You set that up well, though. Nice.
No, thanks.
We're not high-fiving that, by the way. It was the setup. That's a joke.
I was just like, because I'd said to my granddad, I wasn't necessarily excited for him, but I'd said to my granddad, because we went out for stuff for Halloween for the trick-or-treaters, and I was saying to him, get loads.
Because you always need more than you think.
I was like, there's going to be loads, because we're not going to expect it, and also, everybody's just starting to go out again now, because all the COVID stuff's pretty much gone and done, and people feel more confident going out, so I said, there's going to be loads this year, just get loads, and we didn't fucking get one. We didn't get a single trick-or-treater.
No way.
Yeah, we didn't get one.
You live on a fairly, family-style estate as well, don't you?
But it was, the weather, to be fair, here was crazy on Halloween.
Yeah, I mean, we live in the same town. It was raining a lot, but, I'm surprised by that, you know. I know you've got... Your house is, right in the corner of a cul-de-sac, and it has, a long drive, I guess. So I can see why maybe they skipped it, but...
I was thinking, because... Now, you know the new estates near mine?
Yeah.
Willow dripping past them. That it was all fucking business was a go on there. They were going to each of us houses. But I was talking about this to my nan and granddad. And one this is an old estate now. People who have had kids, their kids have grown up and moved on.
Right.
And now it's older people that live in these houses. Down there, it's all fresh faces. It's
new families that's moved in there.
Also, I think they've started bringing in a thing at school where they're trying to say to kids, if the house isn't decorated, don't go to it, because they're not participating in Halloween. And we didn't have anything else.
Because traditionally, you used to have to turn off all your lights to make it look like you're not in, to try and make them not come to your house, if that's what you wanted.
Yeah.
But maybe that's the culture now here, where it's if there's no decorations, they're not taking part. Maybe. I'm not sure.
No, but I got a little excited because they were doing something. I think they went to go spend Halloween with him or something, a few hours.
Your nan and granddad?
Yeah.
So it was just you?
It was just me in the house, and I was like, I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna watch some horror movies, and I'm gonna wait for the trick-or-treaters to come.
Yeah.
And I was like, with all these sweets that I personally have picked out for them, because I've been trapping kids for years, and I won't get some info. But we didn't get one. So.
Wow. Well, I was at my girlfriend's house, and she lives on an estate that's similar style to that one that you're on about, where loads of people were there. It's not as new, but it's very like that. And there was a lot. Even though it was pouring, it was really raining and that. But we got a lot, and it was. I don't like them though. I just find them annoying. I wasn't into it.
Yeah.
But we did some cool decorations. We made some ghosties and things like that. We made some gravestones out of cardboard, and my girlfriend tried to write "Rip Humongous" on it. She's not heard of the Humongous meme, but she just thought it was a funny name. Oh. And she's so excited to do things, right? That she weren't thinking about what she was doing at all on this gravestone, and she wrote Hugh perfectly fine.
Yeah,
and she spelt Mungus. MGOUS. She wrote humongous.
Humongous.
So we had to wait for it to dry so she could paint over it and then write it Mungus. Oh, I don't know why I found humongous so funny.
Humongous.
Oh, but yeah, it was funny. We also on Halloween went to watch The Exorcist. It was the director's cut in like a really traditional cinema, a cinema that was older than the Exorcist movie. So in theory, the original would have been shown there, which is quite cool. And let me tell you, Judd, the second half of that movie is really good.
Oh yeah, the first half is like boring as fuck.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Don't need it.
I've seen it.
Just cut it.
Yeah.
Get rid of it. The whole first half. Don't even bother with it.
She does say one of my favourite like lines in cinema history.
Oh, go on. What's that?
Your mother sucks cocks in hell. You know that.
No, my favourite, the funniest bit. It's weird because it's not necessarily scary anymore. It's kind of shocking, but kind of funny as part of that.
I've talked to me nan about The Exorcist. She was like, back then, she didn't even go and see it.
Yeah,
but. I almost want to get Grandad in to tell the story.
What, did he watch it in the movies?
No. Oh no, yeah, he did. He went with his friend, who's like he's told me he was like a big builder also, you know, he was like a strong lad, and they came out of watching Exorcist.
Do you think he would tell the story on the podcast? Do you think he'd be willing to? Judd's just going to go check whether his granddad would be willing to tell us about seeing The Exorcist like when it came out, because that's a cool story. Because we enjoyed it. It was cool to see, but like I'm glad there was an intermission halfway through because it meant I could forget about the boring first half and actually really enjoy the second half. I've got a list of quite a few horror movies and maybe some other ones that we're going to score out of 100 in a little bit as well. Maybe after the podcast, because I got too much stuff to do, which we often do. Go to twitch.tv/streamsbadly if you don't want to miss out on that type of content.
He's literally just heading out to go watch football.
All right, fair enough. So. But yeah, that would have been really. It must have been really cool to have seen like such a classic movie and know it's a classic now.
But,
which I guess probably Avengers will be.
Anyway, the story. So he went to go see The Exorcist with this like big lad. Yeah. And they came out afterwards, and me granddad's like, "Oh, what did you think of that then?" And he went, this builder lad went, "Oh God, I don't know, Dennis. It was just really intense, like a bit too real. I almost wish they would have included a scene where like somebody who died would have got back up and gone, 'I'm all right, don't worry.'" So we all knew it was okay.
Yeah,
like, what?
It would have seemed really. Honestly, the effects hold up. It looks great, even now. And my favourite part, because it was kind of most shocking, I thought, fucking hell, how did that like make it into this movie? The girl who's possessed with this demon has grabbed a cross and started stabbing her own genitals with it, saying, "Let Jesus fuck you." Let Jesus fuck you. And that I was like, oh my God. Yeah. That was crazy. But yeah, it's a good movie. Well, yeah, it is good. It's barely good, though, just because the first half sucks so bad. But the second half, like, really does quite make up for it. So there you go. It's a slightly short podcast, but that's going to be it for this podcast because I got too much stuff to do. I've got to transfer this episode onto my hard drive and get to training. So there you go. That's it.
Bye. Get out of my house.